Hello, this is Lonnie, and recently I've been so disgusted with Facebook. They mine your data and then they sell your private data to the highest bidder. Their algorithms decide for you what you're going to see in your news feed. I don't know how many times I've wonder whatever happened to so and so, and I go on their page and I see all these posts that I never saw and didn't see any of them over weeks and months. So, and the algorithms that they use tend to pump misleading information and things like that. You've read all about that in the news. They've become pretty much a monopoly, and I hear people complaining about it all the time, including me. I complain about it a lot, and I thought, well, I need to maybe look into doing something about it. So I found this other social media site called Diaspora or Diaspora. I'm not sure exactly where you're supposed to put the emphasis on the word, but this has been in the works for about 10 years. Started out in 2010. It's grown real slowly. They've only got about 1 million users. But I think it's really kind of cool. It's something I wanted to look into, so I joined up. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about it in case you might want to join me over there. The whole idea behind it is that it's decentralized. In other words, like with Facebook, they have all of their own servers, corporate owned, that do all of the storage of all the data, of all the posts and photos and all that sort of thing. Well, this is a lot different. It's decentralized. They have these independent servers. I mean, you could start one yourself if you had a computer server. They call them pods, and they're all over the world, and there are a whole bunch of them here in the United States. I'll show you that a little later. And it doesn't matter which pod you join up with, because then you can talk seamlessly with any other member of Diaspora worldwide. That just happens to be the pod that you join. And there's reasons for joining particular ones, and I'll maybe talk about that later too. Uh, you know, the other thing, you don't have to use your real identity. Well, I would rather use my real identity. But I understand why they're doing that. Some people need to remain anonymous for various reasons. I understand that. Privacy is the number one priority with Diaspora. You own your own data. You don't sign over any rights, which, by the way, with Facebook you do. It's part of their terms of service. You give them the right to all your data. And they don't, not only does Diaspora not own your data or mine your data, they don't sell it to anybody. Of course, they can't if they don't have it. So everything's up to you. You only share with people that you want to share with. That's your business. And then this is a great web page. This is the main Diaspora web page. Shows you how to get started. You choose a pod, and I said that a minute earlier. And what you can do here, and I'll show you, hopefully, if I get this. Okay, it says you don't need to have your own pod to use Diaspora. Okay? If you owned your own Diaspora server, it allows you a little more control, but you need a pretty good sized computer to run a server. So, you don't really need to do that. So let's see. Find out more. Okay, that's what I meant to. Okay, so what I'm wanting to do is they've got this great tutorial you can go through. It shows you all the different things about it. I didn't even read a lot of it. But they've got one thing called the pod uptime. This is where you can choose your pod. And it lists all the pods. Now, these are the list of pods from all over the world. Now, I don't want to see all the columns right now. Let's see. I want the basic columns, okay. Because what I want to do is go here and pick just those in the United States. Okay, so now it's showing you all the ones in the United States. Now the one I chose to join, and I would suggest if you want to join and talk to me, I've already done the research on it. I've used this one, Diaspora.org. Now they're the ones that's been been online the longest. For 10 years they've been on the line. They've had very little downtime. They've got over 100,000 users, so it's a well-developed thing. Now on this Dias.org, if I expand all these columns, they're using the latest version, which is another thing that's important. The latest version of the software. And yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go to this map. This is really interesting because it takes it a while to populate itself. These are the various servers all over the world. These here are the ones in the United States. Now they had one up here near Columbus, Ohio, and it says they're open to sign-ups, yes, but they don't have any users. They've been down a lot, so I didn't want that one. So I went out here, and down near Los Angeles, let's see. Here's the one I picked, Dias.org. And they're accepting sign-ups. And that's important because some of them don't. But this is the one I selected. And like I say, it's somewhere near Los Angeles. Inglewood, south of Santa Monica. So that gives you an idea of how many different servers they have. Now, the great thing about this is you've probably seen those days when Facebook's down, and they'll say there's been a major outage, Facebook's down all over the world, all over the United States. Well, here's the thing. Let's say you're here in Louisville and you're on this pod. And let's say you're not on this pod. Let's say you live here and you're on this pod that I'm in out here in California. And let's say this pod that's near here, or this one here, or one down here, has an outage, okay? It doesn't affect anywhere else. I'm still connected, okay? So that's a nice thing. So that's how I picked my pod. And then you sign up, join the conversation. They've got a great tutorial that tells you how all these things work. Now what you're seeing now, this is my homepage. I joined up last night, and this is my homepage. As you can see, there's not much there yet because I haven't done much yet. The thing that strikes me right off is how clean it is. There's no ads, nothing like that. Everything's real simple. This was my latest one, and that's what they do is the feed comes in, the latest one you did will be first, and then you can go back in the past and see what you did earlier. So, but before I do that, I want to show you something here. This is my activity. That's what I'm looking at now. That's what you would normally see as your own homepage on Facebook. Or you can go to the stream. Now, the stream is what you would normally think of on Facebook as your news feed. Now, there's not much, I don't have many friends yet at all. If you want to call them friends, I'll explain that in a minute too. But I did follow this guy, Dr. Roy, whatever his last name is, and he followed me back. And so he posted this. So what you'll see in your news feed, or what they're calling the stream, are several things. It'll be people that you have connected with, as in you have followed them and they have followed you, which this guy had a bunch of stuff that he posted earlier today. As you can see, it's mostly him because I don't have many friends. I don't have hardly any. I just picked up a couple of people off here, off of Diaspora, or Diaspora. I'm having trouble saying that. Then it will give you in your feed things that you have indicated you are interested in. Like this says hashtag music. That's why I'm seeing this one. So it starts populating your feed with things that you've put in your hashtag. So this guy, Dr. Roy, he's done a bunch. But I wouldn't be seeing constantly Dr. Roy if I had other people in my feed. Okay, here's another one. I had said that I was interested in Linux. So I get a post, of course it's in another language, somebody from overseas that's a Linux guy. So, now here's one, Radio Regentrude. Now the reason I got this is because I also put in my interests and hashtags music. So basically what this feed is doing is it's giving me people that I have connected with on Diaspora, as well as things that I have indicated are things I'm interested in. So, let me get back to this. I'll go on down through my activity and show you. So this was the latest thing I posted on Diaspora. And it was basically something, offering people a chance. I posted this on Twitter too. If they wanted to join me, they could click this link. And then they could join up and get their own Diaspora account. And then I had liked this one, Dr. Roy, and then I commented on what he had said on the link that he had posted, and I liked it. Now, here's the thing. When you're going to like something, all it has available, it doesn't have a bunch of emojis. All it has is just a heart. So that's a drawback. I mean, it doesn't have all the other emojis. And you can reshare it or you can comment, which is what I did. The other thing I don't like about it, once you post something or comment, there's no way to edit it. I mean, you can delete it, but there's no way to edit. I do not like that part. But here I posted this earlier was a link because I love Linux and this is what I use on my machine. I posted that. And then here's another one from Dr. Roy. Now here's a good example. I made friends, if you want to call it, or followed Nina Pixie. And the reason is she's into music and she's into radio, which I am too, because I put them as my interests. So right there, she hashtagged music, she hashtagged radio. So that showed up in my feed. That's how I found it. And so then I liked this and I reshared it. I think I reshared it. Oh, I know. I'm seeing this in my feed because she's like a friend. I followed her. And then I posted our last Backtrack show that's up on Mixcloud. And it's got a nice little player right here. Plays it right in the thing. You can't hear it, but I can't play much of it because Facebook will take the video down. So, the mistake I made is I should have hashtagged this music. And then it would have gone into the public thing. And then I posted this thing. I reshared this. This Jeremy Myard had posted this great Victor Wooten bass guitar jam. And so I reshared that. There again, there's a downside. I wasn't able to make my own comment on this, but along with the share, you just reshare and it just reshares it on your page with the link. But anyway, I could reshare it. And this is the first post I made. Hey everyone, I'm new here, and I posted these things that I'm interested in: activism, blues, music, radio, alternative. And that's a welcome thing I got that automatically comes back. And then before that, I had either shared or liked this. This was a great thing. I ought to post it on Facebook too. It's Santa Claus is Back in Town, Elvis Presley's song, but this is a cover done by some real rockers. It was pretty cool. I really liked it. But see, the reason I saw that again was I had hashtagged blues, rock, and music, and so this came up. And there's that again. And another one that I had liked, and it came back because it was a blues and radio show. So this guy, Sorcerer, or whatever his name is, I became friends with him too. Or I followed him and he followed me back. And so this came in, great playlist, and I thought, wow, that is cool. And they have a Mixcloud channel too, so I can listen to the show right in here.
Black to the music.
Yeah. So, cool. Anyway, that's that. So I'm going to get back here to my activity. I'm going to go down here and show you my aspects. This is important because you can post things. You can have a group that's just your family. You can have another group of people that's just your friends. You can have another group that you just work with, and then you can have a group that are just your acquaintances, or you can add another group of people. And then you can select which ones of these, any posts that you do goes out to. You can select, I just want this to go to my immediate family. Nobody else. I want this to go to just my friends. And this just the people I work with. This just the people that are acquaintances. So what you end up with is, let's see, there's my acquaintances. I've got 4 of them, okay? These are the people I'm connected with now on Diaspora, these 4 people. Okay, so I'm not going to have much action on my page with just 4 acquaintances. What I'd like to do, I have 0 friends, 0 family. I'd like to get some family and friends in there. Okay, so that's what I'm hoping will happen. So let's go back to this. Oh, here's something. The only ad you'll see, if you even want to call it an ad, the guy that runs this pod, diasp.org, he uses his own server. It's got to be a big one if he's got 100,000 users. He's got to have a powerful server. And it costs money to run a server and to set one up and to get it keep it working. So he's saying for 2021, next year, he needs to raise $1,500 to keep the thing going. Keeps it all ad-free and running. Well, they're already 31% there. I may give them a few bucks. I admire people that try to do these things, and they're not trying to make money. They're just trying to do something cool. So that's that. Now go over here too real quick. You know, it's got the drop down, get my profile there. You can see these are the things that I've added that I like. Hashtags. This is important. You need to put these in. Music, blues, radio, rock from the 60s through 2000s. That sort of thing. Edit profile. There it is. There's me. You know, my bio, a little bit about that. I didn't put my birthday in, but you can. Allow people to search for you within Diaspora. Well, I want them to, because right now I don't have any friends. Come be my friend. And this is a thing, if you put a lot of not suitable for work stuff on, they ask you to check this. If you don't, leave it unchecked. I'm leaving it unchecked. But if you do post something and you think, maybe this shouldn't be, somebody see it at work, you can choose to do this on an individual post. So that's it. And my account. It's got my password, privacy. You got, if you want to ignore users, they don't really have a thing called blocking, but if you ignore a user you don't like, you can put them in here and they won't see anything you post. You won't see anything they post. And you can do 2-factor authorization services. I connected mine to Twitter. It was supposed to cross-post, but I tried it and I couldn't get it to work. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong, but at any rate, that's that. And then it's got your contacts. There they are. And then I've got settings. Okay, change the language. I'm in English now. And then, of course, your email address is private. You don't show that to people. I'm showing you here, but that doesn't go out to anybody. You can change the color theme. I haven't tried this. You can go with the original gray or the white or the magenta, Egyptian blue. That might be cool. I don't know. So you can do that. Stream preferences. I'm not sure what that is. Some of this I'm not sure about. This is default settings. You can either pick on any post, family, friends, work, or acquaintances. or something else you might add, another category. Or you can select public. And you get, now the default setting that I've left it as is all aspects. That means all groups. You know, that's different aspects of your life. That's what that's referring to. But if you want to, on any post, you can select one or any of them, or you can select public. And I've left mine all public right now because otherwise I wouldn't see anything because I don't have any friends. And I don't know what some of this means, but anyway, that's pretty much it. There are a couple of other drawbacks. First of all, there's no such thing as pages or groups. That can be a big drawback. I know we have a backtracks page on Facebook. However, I believe you can set up multiple accounts. So I could set up a backtracks account, and it would be called backtracks. I'd have to use a different email address to set the account up, but it would serve something similar to a group or a page. The other thing, there's not anything called events. Like you can't create an event, so you would have to promote your event within your own feed. The other drawback is they do have a phone app, which I haven't tried, for Android to use it on your telephone. As of yet, they do not have an iOS phone app for iPads, iPhones. But you can go use your browser on any phone. You can find your page on a browser, and it works fairly well. I tried it last night, just using the browser on my Android phone, and it did work. But that is a drawback if you're really used to having your doing a lot of what you do socially on an iPhone or on an Android phone, then that might be a drawback for you. I don't know, that might be something they're still working on, trying to get that going right. So it's limited in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways I like it because it's simple and it's clean. It's not cluttered. No ads. I just think it has a possibility there. And there again, I'm not leaving Facebook, not yet. But I wanted to get this going. Maybe it'll turn into something. Maybe if enough people get upset with Facebook over time, things change. I remember when MySpace ruled the world. They were the hottest thing going. And then all at once they weren't. So anything can happen. So that's all I've got right now. I hope this has been helpful. And if you got any questions, you can DM me on Facebook or just ask me on Facebook, or you can join up Diaspora and connect with me, and we'll talk about it on Diaspora. See you later. Bye.